Mo kits. Like, they were flying off the shelf. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. But the Mo kits are going.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, shit. I'm doing gold now. So.
Hey, welcome to the show. Hey, welcome to the show. Hey, welcome to the show. I gotta let you know. It's 100 at the door. It's 100 at the door.
What is that, Twan? You got to be careful over there, Twan. You got.
What you mean?
Like the shakes or
the movement.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't be dancing too much.
Don't dance too much.
It's your cord.
It's all good, man.
The cord is
HasBeens Podcast, episode 7, man. Episode 143 overall, man. Season 4, episode 7. We back in the building again. Twan, Mike, in the building. We got a special guest in the building. Stay tuned. We'll let you know who this is shortly. But until then, man, again, HasBeens Podcast, episode 7. We back in full effect. We got a lot to talk about today. We'll do the mental health check-in and see what y'all been doing the last week in a second. But before we do that, man, let's get the moment of silence in, man, for our social media. HasBeens Pod, Wildcard TV. All these things are subject to change. Just letting you guys know right now.
I like that.
I'm telling you now what it is.
Hey, keep
Today,
it real.
as of now, Wildcard TV.
Okay.
That's what the YouTube is. That's where you're going to find all our visual content at. For now. Wildcard Sport. What's up? No. Wildcard Sports on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, man, shout out to our listeners. And actually, shout out to the YouTube, man. It's turning up over the last few weeks.
Got some views, I think.
What? Come on, man. Turn this up real quick. Clap it up. Clap it up, man, for the YouTube, man. Y'all turning us up. But, man, special shout out to our listeners, man. Make sure you tap into us on your favorite podcast streaming platform. People forget, man, podcasts are originally and at their core audio enjoying experiences, man. So you got to make sure you are locked in on your favorite audio platform, man, because, you know, you might just be riding down the street. It's not safe to watch the YouTube. As much as I would like the views,
I definitely still have the YouTube playing in the car.
You got the little bracket, though.
I did have the bracket, but I
now
broke
you
that
just
shit trying
handing
to
it.
adjust it.
See, now you just handing it.
He's part of the problem in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not.
I'm calling the
definitely
police
not.
on you if I see you on that shit. You know?
Don't get your gunner shit on, man.
Oh,
get your gunner
well,
shit
first off, I don't know who Gunner is, okay? I don't know who that is. I don't know who Gunner is, but
I said gunner.
I don't know what you're talking about.
no
HasBeens
R,
Pod Walk.
Do a hard R and gunner.
You know what is this? Twan. I want y'all to know Twan has.
Too tipsy.
No, he's on.
He's still on his gunner.
He's been
shit,
drinking
man.
sangria, and he's been
Telling
drinking
all my
red
business.
wine. Yes, I am. I'm out of a. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get all. We're gonna air Twan out real soon. But while we're doing that, we're gonna get back to the moment of silence. Shout out to the social media, man. Moment of silence to our social media. Shit. Make sure you tap in with us. We're going to give you about 25 to 30 seconds to pull out your favorite cellular device, whether it's your phone, your iPad, your laptop, and you lock in with us on all of those platforms, man.
Push the goddamn button!
Okay.
Y'all don't think Monday's for drinking?
Every day's for drinking.
So why you hating on me?
I'm not hating. I'm drinking.
It sounds like
It
hate.
was the way he was going about it, like a flash.
It's the way that
It's real judgy.
It's the way that you're
the
behaving.
red one and the flash.
I thought I was chilling.
Like,
Nah.
Flash is just for the
You
travel.
dropped a hard ER 30 seconds into the pod. You're not chilling. You are not chilling. Gunner.
I didn't say gunner. That was you.
No, everybody's in the same room.
You got to check your headphones.
You need to check yours. Or you don't have it?
I ain't got none.
That's the problem. You don't hear yourself. You can't hear yourself. But man, let's get to our guest, man. She's over here sipping some of the finest wine that we had shipped straight in pre-show. It was brought from the vineyard. Chilled by hand.
exclusive.
I'm just lying. I got that from Kroger. But she's sipping the finest vino in the building, man. You know, friend of the show. Honestly, probably been a friend of the show from the beginning. We'll talk about that after we get the intro out the way. But obviously, we're still on our Tuskegee tour. So this is a Tuskegee alum. A former athlete, man, what people don't remember about you. Do you remember those days?
I do.
Um,
Very much.
I can say my jeweler because I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I got an Apple Watch. I didn't get this from her. I'm sorry, but I have. Well, she's still my jeweler because the only jewelry that I've ever purchased, she got me right. Engagement ring.
Hey.
You dig?
Oh.
Yeah, man. So just shout out to the boss lady, man, the jeweler, the one and only Yo Megs Gilchrist in the building, man. Let's get the claps up. I couldn't put the music on, JD, because YouTube will copyright you for that Bulls theme. I played it, I put it on some tracks, and then I tried to upload to YouTube. They met me right at the door, like, what are you doing? Yeah. There's supposed to be music in the background while I'm doing my intro, get you all pumped up. I was like, let me try this out. YouTube don't play about sound, so I didn't try to speed it up, but I'll try. But I couldn't come with it this week because it's like, nah, they're gonna come for us. I don't need those because we're so close. Okay. Yeah, I always do that. When any sound that I use, yeah. How does YouTube feel about this sound? They don't like it. But shout out to me. How you doing today, first and foremost?
I'm doing good today. Thank you.
We had to get you a little wait. Appreciate it. No, appreciate you coming because we can't have the show without the people, the viewers, the listeners, the supporters, and obviously when we have guests, y'all for sure as well. So appreciate you giving us some time. We gonna talk about the journey. We gonna talk about the jewelry game, and then we gonna go off. We gonna get HasBeens style, and we gonna go crazy. But we got to do our normal mental health check-in. It's been a week since I seen the fellas. How y'all been in the last week? What's going on? I'll start off because I want to shut up for a minute. I got a birthday this week. My son.
Hey.
He turns 1.
Okay.
It's up.
That's huge.
And I know y'all been hearing him in the background for about, how many weeks is it in a year? 50,
52? 54, 52?
However many weeks in a row y'all been hearing this guy ruin my podcast.
That won't stop.
He turns 1 on Sunday.
Okay, that's big, man.
So I've been
Shout out to Cannon.
So I've been planning a birthday party. It's stressful.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
Never want to do this shit again. Bro not getting another birthday till he's 16.
These birthdays never stop.
I know, but he's not getting another party. It's crazy.
You know one thing I learned about birthdays?
What?
Especially the early ones?
What's that?
I spent so much money on my daughter's first birthday party.
They don't even remember. I was trying to tell her that, but
They have no idea.
yeah.
The first one's not for the kids. It's for you.
I'm noticing. I'm noticing. So birthday party this week. That's kind of just what I'm on. I'm stressed out, but I'm gonna hold it together for the show. What about you, Mike Twan? Y'all good?
I'm pretty good, man. I got a family reunion coming up, so I mean, I've just been chilling for the most part.
Okay.
I got a birthday party coming up too. Planning Pay's 6th birthday.
Was it in 2 weeks?
Yes, in 2 weeks. Not this Saturday, but the next. And it's been relaxing, you know. It's a weekend off from, parenthood for me, so I ain't do shit.
Okay.
Went to art show Friday.
Ooh,
that was cool.
fancy.
Drank a little bit.
Always.
Saturday, Sunday, in the bed, I'm washed,
You ain't got to
talking
tell
shit
us.
about me drinking, but like, if I go too hard, it's over for like 2 days.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Meg, how you doing? I mean, we haven't seen you in
I feel crazy. holding the mic.
143 weeks, but
Yeah, it's a bit
how have you
wild.
been the last, couple weeks?
I've been pretty good. Summer, school's out. My daughter has me on my toes. We're on the belt line.
Ooh.
She's been rollerblading since she was about 2 years old. She's 6. So she's out there getting it. And she has me running after her. So
Oh, wow.
That's a
it's
win-win
sight
then,
to
right?
see.
That's a win-win. It's like free exercise.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
good.
mean?
It's good.
It's hot out there.
It's
It
so
is
hot.
We're high.
Right.
It is hot.
Only
That's
can
the
imagine.
downside to all of this. Is
Yeah.
side of heat stroke is out there. You know what I mean? You got to take it easy.
And the kids don't care. They just
don't
don't go.
Yeah, no, they just have
They just gonna go.
You falling behind and wobbly. They just think you dancing. They look. They mimic everything you do. You
That's a
watch.
fact. Me and Pay getting ready for the combine.
I seen you.
Yeah.
He was over here smoking her.
She challenged me to a race. I had to show her who the daddy was for real though.
You did?
We smoked her.
That's
She be cheating though. She be
And
like,
no-
wait. Ready, set, go.
She's
She
gone.
just take off.
It's all good. Well, let's take off, man. Let's get the show going, man. What number is my Twan? Let me see. Say something, Twan. Let me see what number you are. Yeah, okay. I'll just plug you back in whenever you need to talk. It's okay. It's okay. But we go. You can sit back for a second because we.
Wow. Hope you got insurance on that one. You got a case, so you good.
Okay, let's get back.
I knew the screen was cracked after that.
We got Megs in the building. Let's just introduce everybody to you, what you do. Let's start with your journey. Originally from I hate saying this word. Say it for me.
Minneapolis.
It's hard. Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. We don't say Twin Cities because we don't rep St. Paul. So.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Originally
It's
from
a thing.
from one of the cities in the Twin Cities, the cool city. They got the Mall of America out there, though, right?
Mall of America.
Mall of America's out there. Grew up out there. Ended up moving to California, right?
Came to Tuskegee.
Then went to California.
Then went to California.
Okay. So she from Minnesota. Oh, that's just hard to say. From Minnesota to Tuskegee. Talk to us, I guess, childhood. Talk to us about your childhood and what brought you from. Is that the Midwest?
Yeah, Midwest.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. We have to refer. We have to go look at. Is it Midwest?
It's Midwest for sure.
Are we sure? That's like Canada,
Yeah, it's
dog.
like right there.
We are the Midwest.
Okay, I'll take that. Look,
All right.
okay. But talk to us about your early upbringing. What brought you to Tuskegee University? Because everybody who's been listening to the last few shows can see that Tuskegee somehow is this place of untapped power. So explain to us how you went from your childhood to there, and then we'll catch up and pick up from there.
Okay. So I grew up in the inner city, Minneapolis, and junior high I was in the suburbs, and then went back to the inner city. So I had a little dabble of everything. I grew up with my parents co-parenting, so I was back and forth between houses. I have 8 siblings. No, there's 8 all together.
I need a button that's like, shit.
That's a big family.
That's a
right
lot, yeah.
I'm the oldest girl.
Oh, so you. Oof.
So I have an older brother, and then my dad remarried and had 6 other kids, 5 girls, 1 boy.
Ooh. And y'all all grew up in the same house together?
Me and my brother did, and then we would visit my dad, and my dad is a pastor. So that was, it was strict over there. My mom grew up in church, so it was the same thing, but not like the same
Energy.
yeah.
Energy was different.
Yes.
So you grew up in a church household, but you kind of got 2 tastes of it.
I got the taste, but also my parents divorced when I was 3. So I had a different outlook probably from my younger siblings because I saw some stuff go down, you know? Right. So my brother, actually, he's a little older, so he was in and out of the system growing up. So I saw him going in and out of jail probably most of my life. So I would say I felt like a only child until I visited my dad, like on the weekends.
Okay. So childhood. So you and your brother, you go through. I don't even. How's high school out there? Let's just.
High school. So I came from the suburbs. I was in junior high in the suburbs in junior high. So in high school, got brought back to the inner city, and that was kind of a shocker to me because you kind of get your identity in junior high. Like, you start going to parties. You start, for me,
liking the other side.
Guys. So I went from that. It was mostly a Jewish school, to be honest, and then brought to the.
It was all in the car. It was a Jewish high school, and they started playing with them diamonds. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, I didn't see none of that, but those kids did have money. They did have money. I went to plenty of bar mitzvahs.
Hey.
But then went to the inner city, and it wasn't like a shocker to me because grade school I was in the inner city, but it was definitely like a different swag, right? So like I'm going from Abercrombie and Fitch, and now we're wearing Nike Dunks. You
Okay.
know? So it's like,
Okay, so explain. So now, how did you get to Tuskegee? Because everybody torn from the West Coast, he ended up in the motherland. JD back there, he from Birmingham. He was destined. He was destined. Mike,
I was destined.
He spent the year there, but his mom went there. And then me, I'm from Louisiana, but I was in Georgia. I came from Georgia, so we all were. You know, the people who was in the South, it's kind of makes sense. Torn, I don't know. The West Coast just kind of has this. Yeah, it's a pipeline.
The West Coast people, they have grandparents or something that's
Really? Yeah, but what attracted you to the HBCU coming out of high school? Was it pressure or was it like, I want to do this?
So they really didn't press. To me, they didn't press school, going to college at all. I think we had one kid who went to Howard. He came back to talk about HBCUs, probably when I was like a junior or senior. But my best friend at the time, I don't know if you guys know her, Paris Perkins. She went to Tuskegee. I ended up going to Augsburg in Minnesota, and I hated it because my whole floor smoked cigarettes. They had kegger parties.
Ugh.
I just
PWI problems.
Yes, and I played volleyball. I walked onto the team, played volleyball, but this is what they were doing on the breaks. They're smoking cigarettes, and I'm like, this doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense to me. So I went to visit her at Tuskegee during spring break, I want to say.
And it was up.
And it was literally
A movie.
Alpha party, Omega party. Every day it was a different party. And I was like, this is
The
what I
story
wanna
was
do.
written. It was on the walls. Come.
Byron Fagan.
Oh gosh, there's a lot going on.
Just all connected.
Okay, so you at that point you like, I'm out.
I was out. But so I dropped out. So this was my first semester at Augsburg. So I dropped out of Augsburg. And then I went to MCTC, which is a technical college in Minneapolis. I took a historically black course, African American history, and then I also wrote for the paper for MCTC. But my teacher was from Harlem, and he would cuss us out every day. He was like, you guys are in a bubble. You don't know what's going on. Like, basically, Minnesota,
go
y'all don't
somewhere
know
else, yeah.
what's going on. Right. So after him talking all that shit, I was like, all right, like, let me go do something. This probably isn't it. MCTC was basically all the high school kids in college.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that's not it.
Yeah.
It wasn't it.
I feel like it's a requirement to for everybody. I don't even give a fuck if you're from Los Angeles, California. You have to leave your city, wherever that is. It could be Atlanta, even though you're not from Atlanta, Mike.
I'm from Atlanta.
No, you're not.
Anyways.
Mike only came to Atlanta like to the few Falcon games he came to. Yeah, I realized that when I was out here like Mike, you been here your whole life. Why you wilding like you just? And I realized like, oh, he's from like 30 miles outside of here.
Yeah, man, I was a kid, man. I was growing up. Yeah, like
Nah,
right.
going to Freaknik. What you talking
All right,
about?
but you turned up
Freaknik. That's the baseline.
as a kid.
But let's get back to the show. Oh, hold on. Say
Got
what?
me muted. I said Mike probably wasn't even born during Freaknik.
Yeah, I was born in
Maybe not.
'94.
He was a fetus.
Damn.
Don't say that again. Don't say that again.
94?
Okay, but let's talk about Tuskegee, what you learned there, and then getting out into the real world and kind of figuring out who you wanted to be. Had Drew on the show last week. Archie's on the show a few weeks ago, and each one of them kind of credit Tuskegee to kind of either giving them confidence or putting people around, like just the right type of people around them to make that turn in their life. What did Tuskegee do to you, and what did that place mean to you?
It meant a lot as far as just seeing more. Like, Minnesota is diverse, but it's in a different way. A lot of people do look like me in Minnesota, right? When I went to Tuskegee, it was like, you're a white girl. you're you're Spanish. Like, people were like trying to pick me apart, and it kind of, honestly, it gave me more of a backbone, because it was really like, no, this is, you could slide by Minnesota, you know, but it was like, no, this is where I came from. Like, this is what I want to learn, you know. Just a backstory, both of my parents are adopted, and they were adopted to all black families. They both had white mothers and black grandfathers, so they were both given up by white women, basically. So I've always had some type of, like, I always knew who I was, but I also, like, I don't know exactly where I came from, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, I knew my parents are mixed. I knew they were also identified as black, but I didn't know much.
Like about kind of
about
the
where
culture
the
and all.
culture, anything like that, especially in Minnesota. It's like, it's not.
Probably too
It
cold.
snows, bro. I'm like, first off, it snows.
Yeah.
Constantly.
But coming to Tuskegee, you saw everything. You saw East Coast, you saw down south, you saw people coming from money, you saw people coming from the islands, you know, everything that I saw, I was like, wow, like, never saw anything like that. Like, Minnesota is a bubble, but that just opened up my eyes with the fashion, with, you know, even like demographic of black people.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was super important, especially with what I'm doing now with fashion. I've always been into it, but like just being able to like look at people every day, like how they came to the yard, that fascinated me. Like people put a lot of effort in how they looked and how they presented themselves, how they went to class.
Yeah, it was definitely a different, like you say, energy. Like, because I think all of us, like me, I know like all of us kind of like are all in our little places. Me, it was, you know, I went to high school in Georgia. Mike, Twan, everybody, JD, we all kind of were in our areas, and that was like what we knew. You know, those type of black people and the black people you came around. And I get over here, I always tell the story, dirty for Air Force One guy over here. I'm like, you know, people in the South, we damn near not trying to crease the toes up. I'm like,
Those are my rain shoes.
yeah, I'm like, these are the shoes he wearing to class and to fuck up.
What is he doing?
Yeah, what is he?
Yeah,
What is
thick
like,
soles. All the shoes are Vans and shit. What am I supposed to do with that? I used to rain.
Your mic's up.
Is it? No, I think no, that's you.
Okay.
No. It's this.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, you gotta play with that right there.
Okay.
Sometimes it go in and out. But yeah, but it made me realize like it was just so much more to black people than just what you had seen up to date. And then it gave you like you said, you saw people who came from money. I'm like, okay, black folks got bread. Because, you know, I'm looking around like, if your parents got a whip with the third seat in it, you hitting, you know what I mean? Where I'm from, for real.
I had no idea. My grandparents, my mom's parents, they didn't know how to read.
Really?
You know, like my grandma knew how to read for my grandfather. He was the breadwinner, but it was just like, it was totally different. But when you saw generational wealth coming through there, it was like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, like my granddad was like the provost at Tuskegee in like
right.
1905. I'm like, oh, wow. Well,
Amazing.
Yeah.
my uncle worked at General Motors. I'm like, but nah, real talk. Like I think that you hear everybody's story, and it kind of HBCUs. I'm sure all of them done this, but obviously we had a lot of Tuskegee people. So Tuskegee people always say that like it brought like a sense of pride to you, and it kind of gave you like a confidence that like, oh, okay, I can actually like go out and be somebody. And that's what I think is important, like for Tuskegee, it allowed people to get out of those bubbles, but it put you in like this real safe bubble, like built your confidence up, like built your arm, like you say, built your armor up, like, because black people we're judgy. Like, you're gonna be black, you gotta be you gotta be really about it.
It was very judgy my first semester. I definitely built up my confidence. But by the time I left, like, you know, you knew the locals. They're like, "What's up, Red?" You know, like I had nicknames around
Red.
around town. But
Really, a town.
A town.
Town with a square in it.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the fun stuff. You leave school. You're working with a few startups in music production, a couple fashion brands, blogs, jewelry companies, and then you finally settle in on your own brand. What went into that decision? Because it's always, for me, it was like I was sitting around down on my luck. Life just wasn't going how I envisioned it. The dreams they sold me was not happening. I'm not happy here. And I realized, like, if I died today, this was my, like, literally moment. I'm sitting there, like, I was like at a traffic light somewhere in Atlanta. And I was like, looking at a homeless dude, like, ask for change. I'm like, if I died today, like, just as many people would care about me and what I did as this guy. And it's like no shots at him.
It's definitely shots
No,
at
it's
him.
not. No. I don't think it's shots at him, but I mean, it's obvious, though, if you standing on the corner,
you've made a choice,
shaking a cup, something about the choices you made in life put you there. And you think to myself, it's like, based off what I've done so far, I'm like a decision or two away from being right there. So it was like, I wanted to put myself in a position where I could build something where I would never be a step away from right there. Right. What was your motivation getting out of school, going through the journey you went through, as far as everybody kind of took those jobs? The people who didn't have the head start with nepotism and stuff like that, and just the preloaded advantage. What did it look like for you, and kind of what was that sparking point?
So I wasn't like into school for real at Tuskegee. I definitely played sports, and I knew how to network to pass the test. Let's just say that.
Come on now.
Amen.
So, but when they did all the conferences and all that stuff, I didn't know what to do. And to be honest, I wish I did. You know,
I understand.
Going up to the different companies and all that, I had no idea. And I was like that in high school too. But I do remember them pressing entrepreneurship at the end, and that was going to become a thing. And honestly, I think we were there at the perfect time when social media was sprouting.
It's fresh. It was like Twitter is just starting.
Fresh. So basically, my whole network was Tuskegee. I think the timing was impeccable. But I did move to LA. I slept on my mom's floor. It's probably the size of this room, her whole studio apartment. Had no idea what I was going to do. And I remember the economy was like terrible at that time. It was like, 2010, 2011. I was supposed to graduate 2010. Mm-hmm. Had to go back for one class. Walk 2011. You know how that goes.
Ski hella ghetto when it comes to that shit.
It happens.
She had a line.
Yeah. So I couldn't find a job. So I just started working for startups, interning, wasn't making any money. And I ended up working for a music production company. Mm-hmm. And I was doing all the hiring for the film, for the stylist, for anybody that was a part of the show. I was doing all the hiring. And, I did rave review at Tuskegee. Mm-hmm. And I remember they told us to prepare the little bags that you had to bring for the show, right? So you bring like extra white shirts, jewelry, shoes. Like you just have all the things in case you need it for a show. So I started doing that, but I did that with jewelry because the stylist I hired, she had some fly clothes, shoes, all that stuff, but she never brought jewelry. And so I just started making stuff like out of my mom's computer parts, her purses. I'm just ripping stuff up, just doing it to do it. But I show up on sets, and the models and the artists are wanting to buy the stuff that I'm making. And, I'm not getting paid at all. I'm on set all day. Sometimes I'm not getting lunch. I'm hungry at this point. I'm living on Slauson and West in LA. I'm taking the bus because Uber wasn't around downtown. And, I'm definitely hungry at this point. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, all this stuff that y'all doing, fuck it. I started a website. As soon as people started buying the jewelry, right. I started a website, learned how to upload all my stuff, make product descriptions, use my social media to tweet whatever I was doing. Like, I literally just learned the system as I was going, and that's how it started.
Mm-hmm. And you were just selling jewelry made out of a computer, like fucking computer conductors, fucking transistors.
Yeah,
That's tough.
That's fire though. So it was kind of what do they call that style of I don't want to say arts and crafts. That's not it. That's not it. I've been drinking a little wine.
I really don't know. I would call it found object. It was literally found object.
It was just like we're gonna call it recycling. I like that.
I was saving the earth.
That's what it was.
Repurposing.
Just kidding. Like,
That's what it is.
You started a recycling company, not a jewelry. I'm just kidding. But okay, that's actually dope. So then from there, you got the kind of you're making handmade, one of a kind, obviously one of a kind pieces. People are buying them. What is the next step in the business plan? All right, you got the website. You're teaching yourself. Because like you said, this is kind of the same energy we got in here. Whereas I just had a vision. I'm like, I want to start a media company. I want to tell our culture story the right way and not kind of vulture off of it. And it kind of went from one thing to the next. It was like, okay, I have to learn how to set up a scene and then learn how to edit a scene and learn how to light a scene. What was the next step for you? Is like, all right, you kind of developed this e-commerce platform, making your own jewelry. What's next? What's the next step in the story, I guess?
So I started getting, again, social media is pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I don't think stylists were a thing that was like known for real. I mean, of course they've been around, but like now they're on social media. Now you can see their resume. So I'm getting people hitting my DMs that are stylists around LA because they're seeing my work. And now people are asking my stuff to be in showrooms. So there was one guy in particular, E. Burns. He's with Prep Jerks. He's still around styling everybody. But I put like everything that I made in his showroom.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the rules, regulations for any of that stuff. I just gave him everything. So I would look up. He has my stuff on Basketball Wives. He has my stuff on Keisha Cole's album. He has my stuff in all these different things, but he's never putting my name on it.
I was going to ask, is he like citing you and all of this?
He's
basically
never
stealing your stuff.
He's never citing me, but he's booking all of his jobs on my product that's in his showroom. But I mean, like, kudos to him. I didn't know the rules though. Like, I should have had a contract. Like, you know, I should have knew that part of business. But at the same token, like, the people that needed to see it saw it. And was
knew
like,
you
hey,
had something.
I love that. So orders started coming from those different shows.
It's basically free advertisement coming from him. Yeah. You know, you kind of lost the bag that you could have got, but you got
Off the
way more
front end.
exposure out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, because it's like he stole the shit up front, but he had to come back to the plug.
Yeah.
He had to come back. So
Source.
I did. And you know what? I did an event one time. It was I don't even remember what kind of event, but we had to do gift bags for everybody. And so I went to a showroom and I took everything back.
Yeah.
And put everything in the gift bags. And that was the end of our relationship, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, repurpose.
Got him.
I'm a recycler for sure.
I think that's good. That got to be like the next step in like the business. It got like recycling company has to happen.
Yeah.
So now you got the orders coming in. You got the kind of recognition. How do you go from there to where you are today? And I know you wrote in here that you, like you said, you started as homeless, sleeping on your mom's floor. At this point, had you had your daughter yet?
No. I wouldn't even call that part homeless.
That's not the homeless part yet?
It's not even homeless.
Okay, let's
yet.
get us there. So get
dive into
us
it.
from now. All right, get us to the next step. Get it from start up in in mom's studio to now you are a parent and you are sitting out here in the world trying to figure out what am I going to do with my business as a parent. Because this is a different, and I'm talking to the listeners real quick, this is a different journey because a lot of people that we've talking to who have started business kind of didn't have this one roadblock. And that parenthood roadblock is a big one. So we got a lot of people that listen to us that are parents that think that the world is over for them and their dreams after they have a child or any circumstance, but children are really do it to people. So this story is definitely for those people out there with children, with responsibilities. It don't even have to be children. Dogs don't count. But it's
What else could it be?
yeah, like taking care of your parents. I know I have people who are like taking care of elderly parents. It has to be like a real responsibility, not a dog.
Dog's not.
Dog is not done classified. So Mike, you're out. You're not in.
Nah.
But yeah, talk to us about going from that phase to the next phase of being a parent, and kind of what that looked like as a business owner, and how your business transformed during that period as well.
Yeah. So in LA, I got to the point where I was in a bigger apartment. I was running an office out of my place. At one point, I did, because I was doing side gigs. I started bartending and stuff, but to supplement the business. But at one point, I did quit, and I was just full-time jewelry in LA, which is pretty good for LA. You know what I mean? Like, it's expensive.
Yeah, sure.
But so I met somebody, and I was like, into him. So I moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
And I kind of thought about it, how my business is going to operate in Atlanta. And I was like, most of my orders are coming from the South. So I was like, I should be good. I don't think I took in consideration my suppliers, which are in LA. But I do have good relationships with the people I do need still in LA. Like, we can text, whatever. But also, Atlanta's dynamic is different. Like, I put together so many photo shoots for jewelry in LA. It was easy. You just call your friends because everybody's trying to build their portfolio. Everybody's a model. Everybody's a photographer, videographer, whatever. So they're on it. And especially at that time, I feel like everybody was hungry, you know? But Atlanta is different. Like, people weren't as willing to just show up for a photo shoot. I honestly don't think I've had a real photo shoot just for my brand still. I've been here 7 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hating ass Atlanta.
I think I put one together, 2 people flaked right before it, and I was like, never again. Like, I'm done.
Probably went to brunch.
Yeah, they were at brunch, for sure.
I was still selling a little bit, but it felt very dry. Like, it felt like this was the time to pivot. I think that's the first time I felt like, okay, you got to switch it up.
Okay. And what was that switch up?
The switch up was, after having my daughter, I was like, I can't, I'm making these earrings all day off the top of the dome for like, what, $35 to $55. I was shortchanging myself for sure, but I had no idea because I was so fresh. Like, this is easy to me, so I'm going to sell it for this much because I know how much the materials cost. But, looking back now, I should have been upcharging. Yeah.
For sure. Especially out here.
Yeah. But, having my daughter, I'm realizing I can't sit and devote a whole day to $45, $55 earrings. Like, this isn't doing nothing for us. And, I quickly realized after having my daughter, I was going to have to do this, as a co-parent. So I was like, I got to get it, how I got to get it. And the first thought I ever had was, I need to do gold teeth. We're in Atlanta. And it was funny because Herm Shock hit me up randomly. I put it in the universe. He hits me up like the next day. He's like, I want to introduce you to P.I., who runs A-Town Grills in Atlanta. And I told P.I. what I wanted to do. He invited me up to his shop. He taught me how to mold somebody the very next day. So I ran with that, packaged a mold kit, and said, hey, I'm doing grills. People started buying the mold kits. Like, they were flying off the shelf. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. But the mold kits are going.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, shit. I'm doing gold now.
Here it is.
So basically, I had to figure it out. So I figured out where America's Mart is here in Atlanta. That's like the gold district, fashion district, I would compare to LA. So I just started, first of all, I didn't have a badge. You have to have a badge to get in there. I'm sneaking in the building from the garage.
Savage.
That's Kiki finesse right there.
Let me not tell you.
They
how
teach you to
get
get
in.
through.
You gotta get it how you can.
Look, I'm so used to this
That's
coming.
respect.
Hey, I'm coming through the. I got an
I
appointment.
used to sneak in.
That's a fact.
Gigi taught her.
For sure, Tuskegee, everything, all of it. But snuck up. I would just walk the hallways, try and figure it out. It's a huge building, so I walk through it every day. I'm very like inquisitive. So if I see something that you're doing, I'm trying to figure out what you're doing, how you do it, whatever. So basically, I think I eventually started working for a silver company up there, and then I started figuring out how to put together pieces from start to finish. And it eliminated me doing the hands-on work that I was doing. Because if you ever have a chance to come visit me up there, it's basically, there's a floor of jewelers. It's like a jewelry ecosystem.
It's crazy.
So everybody has a specialty. So you have somebody that will melt your gold, somebody that will put your gold in a mold, somebody who will polish it, somebody who sets like every little step. So that's all I did was learn people, what they did, and I kind of came up with like who I wanted to roll with every day, basically.
Okay, so she kind of,
That's a lot right there.
yeah, she kind of jumped into the head first into the grill game unknowingly. She became the new Paul Wall overnight.
People's champ.
Yeah. Y'all got anything for, we at the halfway point, Twan, Mike, y'all got anything? I know we get lost in these convos with our guests.
I guess my question is with the co-parenting thing, how do you balance, or how did you decide to be an entrepreneur and take that risk being a single parent? Because when I did it, I was scared to lose that security and lose that like insurance and the constant paycheck. What gave you the confidence to be able to step out like that?
I mean, it was scary, but I think I knew deep inside I didn't want to lose myself. And I honestly, like, there's that little bit of selfishness that I do have where I was like, I'm not losing it. Like, I'm going to get it how I want to get it. You know what I mean? But I did have a lot of side hustles. If I could tell you all the jobs I had in Atlanta.
She just looked through your soul.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, I had to look away. I'm like, don't tell me.
I'm thinking of the resume like,
I think this
whoa.
is what set it off, though, is because I've always kept a job. And if I left your job, I can still go back. Like, I can go to LA and go get back whatever job I've ever had, right? But in Atlanta, when I was pregnant, I was getting fired. Like, every time they could tell, and I was small, too. Like, I would wear a dress that just showed that I'm pregnant. I lost the job the next day. I think I had like 3-4 jobs during pregnancy.
That's crazy.
And so I was like, you know what? I have to figure out how to do this now.
Or else.
So you basically have a choice.
Because I already knew I was on the trajectory that I was going to be doing this as a co-parent. Like, I already knew, you know, being pregnant. So I started doing little side hustles. I flipped Ikea furniture.
This is
Savage. I like this.
This is ski. This is like the this is real ski shit right here, y'all. Get it in the worst way.
Nonstop.
Can I tell you this hustle though? Because it is like
I
fascinating.
need to hear about the IKEA.
Oh, let me know. I'm
Okay,
writing it down.
so you look on the recall list, right? So they have a recall, all the things that might kill or injure somebody. So you look through it, you find it. So at that moment, it was a huge thing that the dressers are falling over on children.
Wow.
So
She cuffed all them dressers and was flooding the market with this shit. Hey man, them prices was cut like 90% for real to get
no,
them
so
shits.
what they were doing is you return that dresser, you get full price back because the lawsuit was crazy. So I'm going on Craigslist and Facebook Market and finding anybody that has a dresser for sale for $20, $30, $40. I'm buying it. I'm pregnant, picking this up in a pickup truck, driving back to Ikea and getting $300, $400, paying my bills.
That's tough.
Me. Let's go, man. That's real. That's you're a real hustler. That's I want you to know that.
That's hustling right there for sure.
I had a lot of that going on, and it was very unorthodox. People were wondering what's up with me, but
kids
I need to incorporate some of that shit, bro.
Will make you do
some wild shit.
Whatever.
Wild.
They change your life.
Yes, it's like dog. It's like the minute he was born, I'm like
Shit's
it's
different.
another gear. It's like you start to like.
Yeah.
It puts you in like almost a desperation mode. You feel me?
Constantly.
Like I've learned how to sell things that who knew you could sell. Like I'm figuring out the hustle of how to return things to Target to get diapers.
Yeah,
Like I'm on that type of time. I had to figure out a job where my daughter could come with me, so I went on care.com. This is an inventory. What is this called?
Informational.
In case you guys need some.
Yeah, it's a step by step.
Care.com. They have driver jobs, right, where you can drive kids to and from places. So I talked to this lady. She was like the CEO of TNT or something like that. Come to find out, didn't even know. But I drove her daughter to and from the horse riding lessons, and I told her up front, my daughter is gonna be in the car. She was like 2 months. My daughter's screaming for hours in the back because she's hungry. But I can't pull over in traffic and breastfeed her. But literally, that's how I hustled. During the breastfeeding month.
Sheesh.
You are different.
Yeah. Big applause.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, I'm thinking my hustle strong. This is I need to step my shit up. Let's take a step back. Well, first, Mike, you got anything for that before I
No, I'm in awe right now. I'm over here just taking notes.
Okay.
Mental notes.
Okay, so let's
on care.com trying to get side hustles right now.
Let's step into let's step back into we're in the pregnancy, like the early parenting phase. You said that you knew you were going to be a co-parent during pregnancy. So I know you moved to the A, chasing love. Love obviously didn't show its face as you anticipated it. So early in the pregnancy, I don't want to get in your business. Hold on. Let me ask this question properly.
Yes.
What was was there like a specific moment where you knew like this wasn't gonna work? I guess just walk us through that. I just want you to just talk. I don't like to be intrusive, but I like to let people kind of tell it. How did you know that it was like, all right, I'm gonna have to do this on my own?
Yeah, I think the only thing I can say for real is I'm very unproblematic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like drama at all. And I think when I saw somebody like battling whether or not they wanted to be with me, but they couldn't voice it, I was just like, that's not for me because, this person knew me for a very long time. So it's like, where I'm from, who I am, my family. Like, it was one of those situations like, all right, bet. Like, I gotta do me. Like, I can't convince you.
Okay. I kind of went through a period like that in my relationship where it was like it was like, you're going through that. It's like, I guess just a man phase where it's like you're scared of like losing out on everything. You think you're missing out on something. So you just like hella just second guessing everything. Like, is this it? Huh?
I add something to that.
What's that?
What if you with somebody and you know that they deserve more than you, but you don't really want to, or you can't really?
I don't know, man. I think that's a cop out.
Yeah, it sounds like a cop out.
It sounds like a cop out because it's like
do the job. What you mean?
What's stopping you from? Yeah, if you're there and you got the job,
Right.
what's stopping you from doing the job?
Yeah.
Just do the job.
Because the only job is parenting.
Huh?
You remind me of Gilly saying like that.
Yeah, just do the job.
Go ahead.
I say the only job is parenting though. Like you don't have to be in a relationship with the other person. You can co-parent and still do the job.
100%.
Yeah. But I think he was talking about like being with somebody and you
Actual
thinking that
relationship,
you're just not.
No, you gotta get out of
You're
there.
not worthy.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't look at it.
JD, you worthy.
Like the design.
Yeah,
You worthy, JD.
If you get the
If ain't
job,
nobody
you
tell you,
worthy.
my G.
You just got to put in the work.
It was hypothetical though.
Oh, okay.
She lets you
Okay,
hit it,
look.
so you worthy.
Oh my
She lets
God.
you hit it, so you worthy.
Oh God.
That makes sense. That makes
There's
sense.
always an option. So I mean, she let you in there.
Okay. You worthy.
I appreciate it.
Moral of the story,
You worthy, JD.
know your worth, bro.
Don't let them talk you down.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
ever doubt yourself.
So you go.
That's funny.
So you go from we start off in a co-parenting situation. So, oh shit.
Well, let me say, I didn't start off.
Okay.
I had a lot of back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, because growing up in a church household,
You want that,
That-
family.
You kind
wanted
of
the
you
family.
want to make
So
it work.
that wasn't in me to just be like,
Right. Just give up.
Sell out for the
that
family.
wasn't me. So I was like, okay, let me at least exhaust all possibilities because I don't want to be wondering. So that's my take on it, and I probably put myself through hell.
I was say I get
Doing that.
PTSD just listening
Yeah,
to you say that, bro.
That's
Trying
probably-
all the
yeah.
different
What'd you
ways.
learn from that? That's what I was about
You
to say,
do.
because it's like everybody kind of goes through that differently, and some people, like you say, they do everything they possibly can, and to an extent where you may put yourself through a lot of shit you don't have to go through. How did that impact you with the relationship you have with the father of your child, and moving forward, and kind of like relationships you've had since then?
I mean, so relationships after child, outside of who you had a child with, is to me is hard because
As fuck.
it's so hard. Because first of all, it really eliminates all the F boys. Because it's just like I see how you act, and you're not about to do that in front of my kid, even though you're not even there yet. Like I already see it. So
Yes, we're good on
you
you.
know what I mean? So it definitely puts you in a different ball game of the type of man. But what was your question again?
How did it impact your relationship with the father of your child, and moving forward, how did like that situation kind of impact you moving forward
I mean,
with other people?
I really feel like I did put all that I could put into it, but I think there are certain people that you come across, and I think it was hard for me because I don't come across that a lot because I really do think I'm unproblematic. So when somebody is just so stuck on like not vibing with you, but the reason you're even there is because they went so hard for you to be there, it spun me in some circles, to be honest with you. But so moving forward, I think I am more cautious. Honestly, I haven't really dated. Like, I'll do some casual
Dates,
Dates.
hit a movie
but
or
like
something.
I haven't taken anybody serious. But I think Atlanta is also
The worst place to do this shit in the world.
yes, Atlanta is so different. Like LA is chill.
What is Hinge?
It's a dating site.
It's a dating app.
You know, I did try a dating site for the first time this year.
Didn't work.
It's weird.
It's just a weird process. I don't really like that
Weird.
either.
Like people just act like
Fuck
you
with the
could-
gram though.
You could get all these people
Double tapping them stories.
in the message part, right? But then you're just asking how their day is, answering how your day. I can't do that.
What are you doing at work? What are you doing at work? How you doing?
When are we linking up? That's the question. That's the main
That's what
question.
it is.
That's the trying to
And
get a little
once it
sneaky
gets to
link.
that point, I delete the app because I'm not
Oh
going.
God, I gotta pull up.
I'm not going.
So do you see yourself finding love again and settling down? We trying to sell Meg off on the show, y'all. Y'all don't see this?
That shit
Okay,
is-
don't sell me on here, but let me tell you something. I feel like, I told you about my hustle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like a dude has to go 10 times harder, but also be able to, like, put me in my place, if that makes sense. Because I feel like if I'm going circles around you,
You don't really need them.
Right.
yeah.
I see that.
So I really need a real leader type dude that already got his shit together, probably.
Okay. She needs a real hustler, guys. I can't get into a camera. I should have let you get me in there. She needs a real hustler, guys.
Put your head over here.
Step your hustle game up.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, look, we rooting for you. Cause I one thing I have noticed in like my journey is it actually gives you like a sense of calm sometimes when you just have a partner that you know kind of got you. You know what I mean? So it kind of give you that confidence to kind of jump a little harder than, you know, if you're already going 100 miles an hour, it kind of give you that energy to go 110, 120. You know what I mean? So I'm rooting for Twan. I be trying to sell Twan off too. Every weekend we be out. If we ever go to the bar,
that shit is tough, man.
Whoever
it's
we
tough.
with, I'm like, Twan, you better get on that. What you doing? But we, huh? Yeah, what JD asked is, would I date a girl that I met at a bar? Obviously, I'm practically married, people, so I'm just speaking hypothetically here.
Okay.
Because I would hate to see this clipped up.
Yeah, clear the air.
Yeah, let's get that clear up right now. But what I've learned is you can't be picky about like and think about it like that, because you can meet amazing people like anywhere. Like you said, you met a C-level, whoever that was, COO of TNT, just driving, you know, kids to and from the horse class. What is it? Yeah, so it's
equestrian.
Like equestrian class. You can meet. So I have this argument with my friends. You can meet the person that may change your life in the McDonald's parking lot. You know what I mean? I mean, not to drive to.
You might have to fuck somebody up in the McDonald's.
It's an aggressive, obviously thought, like the thing that you'll meet your soulmate and they work at McDonald's in the drive-thru.
That's not it.
But I like to take it a step. I like think about a barista at Starbucks. You know what I mean? Got a little more sense, right?
That's not it either.
You can't. You wouldn't wife up a barista?
She addicted to caffeine.
Other than that,
I think that's a big problem.
what about a bartender at a bar? You like alcohol?
Limits,
He
I mean, if
just
she knows her limits, that's cool.
because most coffee people do.
what?
They know the amount of coffee they need every day.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it, and that'd be good.
Their fix is in the morning. That's it.
I'm a once every month and a half coffee person.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee. But could y'all date somebody who? I mean, like, I guess where would be the optimal place for you to meet? Like a
Grocery store.
grocery store. I like that. Always now. What I
Publix guy.
before I got out the game,
Whole Foods
the
horror
grocery
story.
store is definitely where you go.
I know a Whole Foods horror story.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
need to
gonna
hear
tell
that.
you.
but grocery stores are hit because
Yeah, I don't move into a neighborhood unless they got pretty women in the grocery store locally.
Yeah, because grocery stores indicate somebody who
I like the demographics to be nice.
It's a science with him, man.
You know what I'm saying?
it really is scientific. If you see her in the grocery store, first you gotta take the cart out now. Don't just write her off. She's in the grocery store. She's
Fiji
good money.
water, huh?
But I think going to the grocery store speaks directly to not being in the streets as much. You
don't
go
think
in there and you see she's buying food, got her some ground turkey.
That's not what that means.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
This is Atlanta.
I've been
you
in
can literally
the
go
street.
out
They don't
every
have
day.
furniture, bro. You think they got food in their refrigerator? The ones that's out there, they don't have furniture. in their
Oodles and noodles.
That don't count.
It's not that many people with no furniture like you be saying.
I don't know why. Yeah, where have you been? He really. This is guy problem.
I be trying to give him
All of them don't have furniture.
I'm gonna say this, and I ain't gonna say no name. She hears this.
Better hit Meg up for the IKEA furniture.
This woman was living in an Airbnb that another dude was paying for,
Yeah.
and it was.
Well, Atlanta's a tricking ass city.
Yeah, they don't have furniture, bro. They just go out and they don't have furniture. They don't have food. They don't have the F and
That
Fs.
might be
Furniture
the
is
hustle,
expensive though.
That is the hustle. It's not might. It's the
She
hustle.
might be stacking on the low.
No, she's not. No.
No.
She's going out to
Nails
get
wouldn't even do.
to get food. Like they go out in hopes that some guy is going to buy them food and buy them drinks, and then they go home and they got their little 32-inch TV with a fire stick hooked up to it.
Bro said the 32 inch.
I know a young professional lady got a small TV in her living room, and she got money. She just thought she got a projector though.
All right, so that's different. That's different.
That's different.
That's
They
different.
really don't be.
He
having
talking about
furniture,
just
though.
a 32 inch. And it's fat back.
On the floor.
That shit heavy. It's one of like the plasmas, not a flat screen, so it's like 70 pounds for
The
real.
ramen noodles.
She look like that.
You don't have friends that don't have furniture?
Everybody has furniture.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't have any friends.
I would say that's what I
They
said.
got
though.
houses. They got jobs. They
Really?
got cars.
Amen.
Huh? Oh, yeah, man. We do that. We get houses out here. Let's get it. But, Torn, I want you to know, you need to stop. You need to get out here and you need to see more. You're obviously not out here sleeping with enough women. You're clearly not.
Not in today's era,
not
bro.
it.
You gotta relax.
This
The streets are hot.
Too much wine?
Yeah.
I'm
It's
tripping.
way too much. He been giving him my business all day.
That's not. No, my bad, y'all. Look, that would even made JD turn around. We're moving back to Meg. Let's get out of here.
Whoa.
Let's talk about starting.
Futons don't count as furniture.
Okay, we're moving off of furniture. We're not furniture. No,
they don't.
Okay, so you say, we were talking about starting from nothing, no furniture, but you started a business from nothing. What was let's talk about the second homeless moment. When did that come, and how did that impact?
So that was a moment when I kept on exhausting all possibilities, you know. But our situation was a little, I don't know if I want to get that deep on here, but it was a little emotionally abusive, I'll just say. So, but it was very covert, so nobody would know. Like family members, nobody. But it got to the point where I was just like, I have to get out of here because, like, I wasn't able to flourish. I wasn't able to do what I had to do. So I literally, one day when they were gone, packed all my stuff, put it in a storage, and slept on a couch. But at the same time, I opened the store. But I knew I had to do that. So I opened up the store that I have now downtown. I knew that if I opened it up, that more people were going to come in and the business was going to take off. Because at that point, like, it was really bad. Like, I just didn't want to be at home. And I was working out of a bag, basically. So I have all these little jewelry parts in a bag and losing shit. Like,
Just
you
going
can't
through
keep
it.
up with all these little small parts in a bag. Luckily, one of my homeboys, Danny Cruz, he owns a tattoo shop out here in Atlanta. He let me just come into the shop and mold people and have meetings there for a while. So
Got you right.
I was able to do that. But then once the store was open, like, I was there from probably 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, just
Putting it in.
trying to figure it out.
Shot. Twan.
She was talking about home, but I thought it was just like the rubber me, like fucked up. She mentally she did it on purpose.
Yeah, mentally I did it on purpose, and it probably honestly it hindered a few things, but it was one of those, you know, when you're in that mental space where you're just like, I can't think outside of you type of thing, like, you have to remove yourself just to
Get back.
get back to who you were, because like, that was not who I was, and that's not who I wanted my daughter to see either, because like, that's not even how mom operates, you know, like,
Right.
So it was one of those situations, like, it was my cousin, but she let me know like a few days in, like, hey, when you leaving? Like, and so it was one of those situations, like, I didn't feel comfortable ever, like, I gotta figure something out and get out of here.
Okay. So now you got the business open, and now we're gonna kind of take it off. We're gonna start getting off the rails a little bit, because now you got a business open, and you are now crafting. You've kind of figured out what you want to do. I think you're still doing the grills today, still, right? Yeah. Still got that in the wheelhouse. You kind of get into different aspects. You start making custom chains and pendants and pieces, and all the way up to the point where you pretty much got me you start doing engagement rings and things of that sort. So you've built the business up kind of to like from handcrafted kind of jewelry from spare parts to now you're kind of like you are the jeweler where somebody will come to you and you could, if they need a grill, you can get it made. If they need an engagement ring, you can get it made. They need a chain, you can find it. They need a pendant made, you can, there's almost nothing that, an average jewelry connoisseur, collector, or the average need of a jeweler, somebody from jewelry that you can't handle. When did you know that was kind of the place that you wanted to go with it? Or did it obviously, because listening to the stories, it's kind of like you get to these situations like, oh shit, I'm here. I got to kind of rise to the occasion. Was this planned, or was this another moment where you just like, well, damn, I've kind of put myself into another position I got to excel at?
Honestly, nothing was planned, from the jump. But I do remember a conversation in LA with myself, like, if this is what you're about to do, you're about to do this, and you're about to be the best at it. Mm-hmm. I did not know how to put together jewelry. Like, I bought some backs and glued it on things. That
was the beginning.
That was the beginning. So, like, everything is learning. Right. And trust me, jewelry is expensive. So if you lose a stone, if you break a stone, if you lose a piece, like, you might be set back a couple months, like, it's definitely trial and error. When I got to having the shop, I absolutely love what I do. I love creating. I love that I am on the fly all the time. I love solving people's problems. I know how important jewelry is to people. So I love all that aspect. I think I am at another point where I am pivoting again, however, because yes, we can do all these things, but now it's just like I'm taking orders. Like, like whatever you want, I'm taking orders. So now it's becoming more businessy than creative in a way. Okay. And so I've never dropped a collection. I've been in the game 12 years. I have never dropped one collection.
So everything is custom.
Everything is custom, and it's cool, right? Like, I love my customers. I love all that stuff, but it's like, y'all really don't know what's going on in my head, And so I'm trying to get to this place while trying to juggle all the things, motherhood and running the shop. But, like, at some point, y'all need to see, like,
what I got.
So that's the next step?
So that's the next step.
That's where we at. So you finna just get out here and just get into your bag, start creating shit, and just, it's gonna be up.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that, like, what's your favorite thing to create, or in the jewelry store?
I've really been leaning towards engagement rings. It's like the trophy, right? And that brings it back to sports. Like, sports has been a big part of my life. Like, you always want to win the trophy, the championship. So it's engagement rings, but then I also, what a lot of people don't know is I want to make championship rings.
Really?
That's fire.
What about class rings?
Class rings too.
I was about to say I didn't get the chip, but I got a class ring. You know what I mean?
Loser.
But I would love that. Like, the little book everybody looks through.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
I want to be the book.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So let's ask you a question about jewelry. The big question, we talking about winning championships, we talking about getting a ring. It's a lot of ladies out here that just do not have that ring.
Jesus Christ.
But we talked about this when I was getting mine. You always think I'm taking shots. It's just a punchline. But no, we talked about this, and a lot of what's stopping a lot of these women from getting their ring.
Accountability?
No. Ignorance. We just don't know what to do. Like, the process of, like, once you decide, like, or even have, like, an inkling in your mind, like, this is the moment, you don't know what to do next for real. You just, unless you want to go to, like, Zales or something and get fucked off with cloudy diamonds or something, you're putting yourself in a bad position. So I went to Meg's. I just knew, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do this unless, like, somebody kind of walk me through this. Like, yeah. So it was like going to her, I realized it was so much more about, like, jewelry, buying, putting together a ring, getting a ring. So to get back to the question I want to ask you, what do you think males should consider, especially when buying an engagement ring?
I honestly think, okay, first and foremost, her style, right? I think you always want to know what she's going to like. You do not want her talking stuff behind y'all's back in the group chat, okay? Yeah. But so after you get that style, though, you need to consider your budget. And you can fit probably whatever her style is into whatever your budget is.
We did it.
Okay.
We did it.
It can be done.
It can be done. I think people have this idea like I'm about to spend 50,000, 60,000.
That can happen too, though.
It can happen. It can definitely happen. But I think people like trick themselves out. Like it has to be this amount of money that I'm about to put towards the ring. But I think if you really know your woman and you know what her style is, that's going to make her happy. And you can always upgrade. Yeah. Like at least the foundation is real gold. Like let's start there. Right. But the stones can be replaceable. Like you can start with a lab diamond or a moissanite or, you know, something that's more money friendly for your pockets. But you can switch out that same stone with a real diamond eventually.
You try to buy that diamond back?
So there are, we can, yeah. There's stones that are GIA certified, so they come with certificates. So it's all the facts are on there. It's like a VIN number for a car. So whatever the facts are for that diamond, like you can probably swap it out for something else, because then that person, the jeweler, can use that for something.
Yeah.
6 niggas died in Sierra Leone for this diamond.
Yeah. Nah, they don't got those type of they ain't got those type of stats.
Blood diamond.
But like she said, it's like that was another thing. Like she said, you psych yourself out. Like one, you think you can't afford it, because I mean the prices can be pretty daunting. It can get out of hand really quick. It very much can. But like she said, like you learn early, like it's an investment. So like you're like, okay, you're actually like you're not throwing money into the wind most times if you're making the right decisions. Also explain, huh?
So say, well, with the divorce rate, you might be, but go ahead, my bad.
You got to make sure you get it back before she walk out the door. Shit. Yeah,
I feel like it depends on the state you're in.
You said what?
I feel like it depends on the state you're in.
Hold on, JD saying, are you saying?
Would you do that?
High
Would
question.
you take the ring back?
1,000%.
Yes.
I feel like yeah.
Would you?
I don't know.
It depends on what she did and why I'm taking it back.
The ring. That's her ring.
It kind of depends on where I'm at in life.
No?
I don't think I would.
It depends on
If you leave me,
yeah. Why?
give me my shit.
She gonna drip you down too, though. You know what I'm saying?
It depends the state you in.
Yeah, if I get dripped down too.
Yeah, you gotta get dripped down.
Once I walk down that aisle and I get me,
You can get you a $20 ring.
I bet not.
Cardi.
I need a little something.
So if you don't get married, just the engagement broke, you get the ring back?
I would like to have it back.
I would like to.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I would like
Is that
to
crazy? Because I'm ignorant about this. I'm not even thinking about marrying anybody. Is it?
Is this a no or go no? Go or no go, Meg?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it is a gift. Because back in the day, you're presenting this ring like you're about to take care of.
So I need to stop being selfish.
Right?
Yeah.
My bad.
But if you're having this mindset,
I'm petty.
like I'm gonna take it back if you fuck up too. Why are we getting married?
That's true. That's true.
I'm not. Yeah, he only asked the
That's what I
question.
said. It depends on what happened.
But yeah, that's a whole different thing. Like if it's some crazy, yeah, give me all that.
All right.
You know?
Kiki Palmer. You want it back?
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't leave Kiki Palmer.
That was the closest thing I could get to it. Is that okay?
No, I wouldn't leave Kiki Palmer. I just wouldn't.
Now he he's in the
For
wrong.
what she did, you know. I wouldn't have
we
left.
did that last week.
I just wouldn't have did it like bro did it, but we'd had a conversation. She can keep the ring though.
Okay. Mike, I know you wanted to talk to her about the chart.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
While you pulling that up, can men wear ankle bracelets?
Yes, absolutely.
I asked the woman in the room. So
Whatever.
I think it's a thing now.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mike got his on, don't you?
No, I don't.
You took it off?
No,
It's got an anklet.
I used to. But
I think
I used to, too. I had to
charm
take it off.
bracelets, like the hanging charms are a
take it off.
thing. Anklets,
walk around with
chokers.
bracelets.
Guys are wearing chokers.
yeah.
I got
Real.
nickel allergies. I don't wear a lot of jewelry.
My guy, so going now.
I'm just not really. I'm just. I mean, you know, I walked in. I'm like, I need some jewelry, but I don't do it. Apple Watch was it.
Yeah.
Amber does all the jewelry. She got fucking. I always call me what is it? Shit, I can't remember. What did I ask you about that one time? The little bracelet shits.
Jade. Was it Jade?
No, it was fucking. Them expensive.
Pandora or
No. Oh, what's the name of him?
Robert Yearman.
David Yearman, yeah.
David.
She got all those shit. She, she, Robert, David, wrong guy.
I saw it in my
Yeah,
head.
David Yearman. She into all that shit, bro. So it's like just her and like seeing how much the shit costs, and like I keep having to kind of come out my pocket for. I'm like, I want some jewelry.
Tell her to get you a Van Cleef bracelet since all the kids wearing them.
No, I don't like those. I seen them. It's kind of a little too flimsy.
How do you guys feel about bust down watches
I think it's a lot.
opposed to the originals?
I think
I'm a plain guy.
yeah.
It just depends. I gotta have me probably one or two if I could.
He's flashy.
Yeah, just have like one or two, and then the rest, original.
I just need
I
to
go plain. I like it subtle.
because I'm literally basic. So when I buy a watch, I'm wearing that shit
He's a basic
every day. So I need a watch I can throw on every day, and it's gonna last me with like whatever outfit I throw on. I don't have to switch the watch.
Leather band or
I like metal bands. I'm a little I'm aggressive, so I need the metal band.
It's probably you're right, JD.
Is it? I like the metal. It just seems like it's just a lot more. Maybe you're right. Whatever, guys.
It's your preference.
I don't know shit about jewelry.
It's your preference.
Not like that. Okay.
So look, I have 5 pieces right here that I looked up on my notes. Go or no go? Would you rock these chains?
Okay.
I'm just gonna pass them to you.
All right.
Who chain is this, Mike?
This first one is Travis Scott's.
First is Travis Scott, bust down with enamel. Can you do a close up?
It'll go on the screen. It'll go on the screen.
Put the chains on the screen.
Yeah, the chains are on the screen at this point.
I personally
Allegedly.
hate. No, I'm not gonna say hate, but I don't like enamel on chains, and I don't know what's going on with that character.
That's really a weak ass chain, Mike. I don't know why you.
He just love Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, but that's one of the weak.
Yeah.
That's one of the weakest.
It's
chains.
just anything Travis Scott to do.
Who's the next? Oh yeah, that's my
This is
dog.
the next one right here.
Tia, what's it? Kareem?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's correct.
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee legend with the Kirby chain.
She like,
How you feel about
I
this
didn't know
chain?
this was a Tuskegee person.
She went to Tuskegee.
She's only there for like a semester. Though.
Yeah, a year. I think a year.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
What's wrong with it? Is it you don't like
he
Kirby?
likes it.
So these character puffy chains, I don't know. Like, it's probably gonna be popular maybe for a year or two, but then you're gonna want to sell it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, because I'm sure Gucci don't wear the iced out Bart anymore. Yeah, I'm sure.
He's way past that.
The clone Gucci don't wear that shit.
Ice Spice.
All right, who we got?
Same
Ice
thing.
Spice.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I thought of Ice Spice chain. Like, she's gonna want to get rid of that too.
Ice Spice thick as hell. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's Braggley face this weekend, so I seen hella
I'm a
pictures.
fan of a Miami Cuban.
Okay.
I honestly feel like a Miami Cuban is an investment, especially if you have a solid and you have a certain amount of gram weights. I think it's good. You can trim it down. You can add to it.
This Jay-Z right here.
This is Jay-Z.
me
And
see,
then
Mike.
he also has the Jesus piece on. I guess that's a classic. I don't like any Jesus pieces though. Crosses or Jesus pieces. That's not.
You don't love God?
That's
What's
so-
wrong with
I
you?
love the Lord.
That's so 1995.
You don't love
But
God?
something about wearing like wearing a cross seems like wearing a electric chair to me.
Yes.
Tell me
Like
how.
that's the vibes I get.
I don't get the correlation.
He died on it, bro.
He died on the cross. Somebody
Okay,
they put him on there, right? That wasn't his choice.
that's fair. Yeah.
You know,
So you feel like that's just not a way to honor.
I don't think it's an honor. The Jesus piece, cool, but is that what Jesus looked like? No. He
I
has,
fuck with that.
you know,
So Jay-Z
The last one we got over here.
who's that?
OVO.
Drake.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Drake.
OVO. Yeah, of course.
He bought $120,000 OVO chain. It's an
Yeah, the
owl,
owl,
but it's
yeah.
colorful.
Yeah.
I like the owl. I don't know about the colorful joint though.
You don't like colorful pieces? So you don't like any of 6
She shit on all your pieces but one, Mike.
She's.
I just want to get a different, variety.
You got to put some classic pieces in there. You got all these eccentric pieces.
Today's game they got different colors and stuff.
But
with these
you know
rappers.
what? It's the chain too that they're pairing it with. Like this little, I think that would be called like a paper link or a huge cable link chain with the stones. like that's gonna make a lot of noise when it moves. It's gonna get.
They hear it in
it's
the
gonna
booth.
be like do 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 do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no.
Yeah, I need jewelry that's gonna be pretty quiet when I move. I need to be able to.
Yeah.
Some of the rappers like that in the booth, and they rapping.
I
Like
mean,
Future.
everybody this is Gotti. They wanted
You
to
don't
say
fuck around and get robbed.
Yeah.
You know,
Trying to
be
be-
sure and it's hollow though when
Yeah.
they're moving it. That sounds corny to me.
Okay.
Like
Okay, I can see that.
Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are some people in I guess entertainment or TV, whatever?
In chain history.
Yeah, who are some of your favorite people in the jewelry they wear? 'Cause I like LeBron. I think LeBron wears some of the firest pieces
I like Pharrell.
of across the board, from shoes to suits, but his jewelry be off the chain. He threw the choker on this past weekend at the ESPYs, had the world going crazy. But like she just said, it's here. I don't be paying attention to him. He's short.
He's short.
I can't wear none of the shit he wears. It's like, fuck
Why?
you.
I don't think jewelry.
Just get a bigger size, Cam.
No, bro, you cannot. Short people and tall people wear totally different like shit.
That shirt you're wearing comes in an extra large and a small, my boy. And a small. What you talking about?
But who do you like as far as like fashion, especially from the jewelry perspective and like fashion and yeah, it's cool. That one's
Jewelry
gonna go.
wise, I do like Pharrell's style. I'm a fan of Greg Una.
Never heard
You
of
guys
him.
know Greg Una? He's a designer in New York.
Okay.
His phrase is the cleanest, and he does make pretty like clean jewelry. Who else? I like people that know how to like pile it on too, like Iris Apfel.
Who is that?
She's like an old lady. She's like 90 years old. She's a fashion icon.
Iris, what's the last name?
Apfel, I think it's
Oh, APFEL. Jewelry. Oh, she looks like she got swag.
Early on, I was a fan of Melody Asani. She made pieces that were similar to my style when I first started out. So I didn't see anybody else designing like that. So it kind of like inspired me.
She be going. Yeah, she go crazy.
Cruella de Vil. She do like Cruella de Vil.
yeah.
Or like
OG.
the little engineer from The Incredibles.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Can't call
So
it.
you like people?
Miranda?
The bad lady. The devil.
I think it's Miranda Priestley.
Okay.
I'm watching it tonight.
So multiple, like a lot of chains is
Fall
okay.
asleep.
Is that because I see a lot of rappers, they just put on like 10 chains. That's okay? Is that cool in 2023?
I think so. My thing is like proportions. Like I think it's cool to wear a lot, but like mix it up. So like you could have like thin bands and like a couple thick bands on your hands. As far as bracelets, I think that's cool for dudes too to kind of mix and match.
Okay.
Even if it's like leather pieces or like stone pieces
Okay.
and chains, I think that's cool. Necklaces, I love a stack, like layers,
Okay.
of levels.
Different
I think that's
lengths.
good.
Kind of fit, yeah.
Tony is my friend. I told him already.
Okay.
I don't like how he wears his chain. That's disgusting, right?
That's not it, is it?
What does that say?
What are you doing? She's like, what are you doing?
Let me
And he's a
What?
She just look. He like, look, you're not supposed to say all this out loud. You're supposed to judge the piece, pass the phone.
sorry, but if you wait for
Yeah. Yikes.
He's probably pissed during COVID.
oh, he got rid of. I get it. He got rid of. Okay, I get it.
Well,
I just like the big one and the small one. And I told him that. I just don't like the leg.
I don't like how he's standing
I
there.
don't think I know who that is.
I think
I
it's
don't
the-
know him.
it's
That's
the
why I'm gonna talk
positioning of it being like side to side.
Let's tell him don't watch this show.
Offset.
Don't send him the link this time.
Okay, let's see.
We got more. So while you looking at this is the last question I got for you, Meg.
Yes. Oh yeah, not the.
When
not the
is it
circle.
okay to wear fake jewelry? Or is it ever okay?
think there is levels, okay?
Okay.
I think, yes, there's levels. So if it's anything that's plated, no, because it's about to turn in 2 days.
Okay. Nothing plated.
If it's silver and it has like CZ or moissanite, I think it's okay, but also like taking consideration like how big it is. You're getting paid by the gram for silver. So like people that get huge bust down silver, like you're still paying $5,000-$6,000 for it. So like you might as well go all the way.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, and silver is also soft, so like the prongs are gonna open up. You're gonna lose your stones.
Oh. You don't want to lose that stone.
You don't want to lose the stone. I mean, it's easily replaceable if you're using a cheaper stone, but it's just like you're putting up that many thousands for it to just fall apart. It's not worth it.
So where's the, keep going, giving us the facts.
But I will say, like, a lot of these music videos, they're using fake jewelry. They're definitely pulling fake pieces, and that I think that's part of the system, because when you see somebody rapping with that certain piece, you're like, yes, I want that. So you go to your jeweler and you buy the real piece. And that man's not going to wear that piece tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So where are you able to cut corners? Would you rather see somebody cut corners on the metal, or would you see somebody rather cut corners on the stones?
I think metal don't cut corners, because gold is an investment. It's always fluctuating. Like, you know, in the beginning of when I started working with gold, it's up. You know, like something that I made you back then, it's gonna cost you a couple grand more today to make it. And then if you ever got in a bind and you needed to like melt some stuff down, sell it down, like you could get a good amount of money.
That's why you gotta get that ring back. No, I'm just kidding.
He ain't playing.
I'm not. I've changed my resume mid-show. I did want it back,
Here's
but
the
no.
thing. A ring is gonna probably weigh 4 to 5 grams. You can ship
You
that.
got a lot of money for that.
I need a couple. I need to get
So something like that, eventually the stone, you know, because you can play with that. You can either like trade up or sell it to somebody else, because you don't just find stones that are like in perfect condition or that you can trace back to royalty, or like stones get deep now. Like you could trace back a stone that came from a certain somebody.
Okay. Anything else before we? I know, Mike, you wanted to talk about Mike swear he got VVs. I'm like, nah, VVs.
I was doing research. I was like, the VVs and the VVS it's not like a huge difference.
I mean, there's a scale, right? So there's a whole color scale. So it's from like, if you had it on a white sheet of paper, like there's some very like black speckled stones, yellow, and it goes all the way to white. And to be honest, I'm not like that versed in stone just off the top of my head, but like you could cut corners with color. So like if you're getting a stone set in yellow gold, you could get a more yellow stone because you can't tell in the yellow gold, and then you'll be saving money that way. As far as like the VVS, like it goes from like what you can see with the naked eye. So like let's say you look at a stone and it looks perfect to the naked eye, like that's a very good quality. But there's some stones you can see a scratch, or you can see an inclusion just from looking at it, and you know that's like a SI like type of stone.
Okay.
That's what I learned looking on the internet. You go on the Zales and all these fucking websites, man. You're not gonna get high quality diamonds, man. Yeah. Not if you buying the shit like straight off like the website. Yeah, no. Straight from Zales is like, we have a sale on diamond engagement rings this week. You about to get some shitty diamonds, bro. That's what I did learn sitting with you. Listening to rap songs, man, everybody want to go get the VVs, but it's like,
Yeah. Speaking of rap, she said she got bars. Oh no, that was 2 hours ago.
You gonna rap for us before we go? No bars.
No bars.
I don't know if I got any.
Ooh. Shots are fired.
I got something for you. We got
So we got some instrumentals in
come on, we got instrumentals now.
Listen, no, I'm just kidding. I don't do that shame. But I did used to write when I was pregnant. I wrote plenty of diss records.
Hey.
I got to hear one of
And they
those.
got recorded in the studio and locked up in my
You got him.
Okay.
In the dungeon.
Okay.
In the dungeon. Okay.
That's what we making a diss track next
Fuck with a
month.
diss track.
Yeah.
That's my favorite type of track.
Hey.
Anything else, man, we got before we get out of here, man? I'm just going to say, man, while the boys come up with their last little questions, I appreciate you coming through today. The journey is, we got a different journey today. A lot of people we've spoken to recently kind of didn't have the path that you had. So I want people to listen to this story and realize like there are 99,000 ways to get it. But if you listen to this story, you realize you just got to go out there and first and foremost, you got to get it, man. Like you got to go out there, see what you want, and just go attack it every day. So if you left me with nothing after this show, I know I just got to go a little bit harder than I've been going because ain't no fucking excuses.
Absolutely.
There's none. And trust me, I've been there plenty of times where you just want to like stop. I just need something consistent. I'm tired. Especially when you're a parent, you're like, but that's usually when you turn it up.
Yeah.
You know, like there's something on the other side of that.
Right. Pay attention, y'all. You paying attention? Okay. Mike, you got anything else?
Oh no! Just thank you for coming. I learned a lot, and yeah, keep grinding, y'all. This is amazing.
I am.
Top 3 chains of all time.
As far as like the label chains.
Top 3 label chains of all time.
Okay. I like All Money In.
That's a great one.
Ooh, that's a
We
good
didn't
one.
even get that one on there.
Yeah, that one on the list. That's a good one though.
I like OPM, Dom.
Oh yeah,
Kennedy.
she's
Get this West Coast shit out of
these
here.
are all fire ass chains too. Yeah.
That's fire, right?
That is the OPM chain is fire.
Mm.
And the All Money In chain. That's 2 for 2. I'm fucking with it.
Of course.
Mike, you got to put these on top too.
This is hard. I would say a Rockefeller just
That's-
because it's so classic.
that is definitely classic.
Like you want one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got
That's a good 3.
All Money In, OPM, in the rock.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's get it,
Other
man.
people's money.
HasBeens Podcast, episode 7. Megan Gilchrist in the building. We got Twan, we got Mike, we got JP.
D.
I mean, not JP.
JD.
JD.
Bo Dilly.
Yeah. We got somebody named JP on the team, too. So it's Justin. That's what I said. We have Justin in the background. Producing it, you know, getting us right, man. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Megs, man. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the grinders, man. Shout out to the hustlers. And man, this
Shout out
is
to the
for-
future hustlers that are currently being lazy, and you're gonna learn from this.
Yeah, man. Listen,
Shout out to
man.
y'all.
Absolutely.
Get off your ass and go fucking get it. We out.
You feel me? Finding that Ikea furniture.